Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we got Marvel Legends, the Vintage Wave Pizza Spidey. And as you can see, you got that vintage style artwork on the card. It says pizza slice in multiple different languages. And you got everybody from the wave, a little bit of artwork, and a little bit of information. So let's go ahead and pop this bad boy out of the package. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, looking great. And this figure couldn't have landed in my lap if it wasn't for Ryan keeping an eye out even through some of the stuff he's been going through with his life. But Ryan, if you're watching, I do appreciate you looking out for me as always. Now, this Pizza Spidey came with some accessories, not as much as the original release. And accessories being, he gets that alternate head. It's sculpted, not too bad. Paint apps aren't too bad on it at all, actually. Not bad. I was expecting some sort of mess ups. I'm not a big fan of the seams, but I mean, it's alright. I'm happy to have it. And he comes with his pizza slice, and this pizza slice is a lot better and more detailed than the originals. It just looks more realistic. Pepperoni's a little bit dark, so who knows if that's even supposed to be pepperoni. But I do like this look, and just a little comparison. This is the other pizza slice that I have. So major improvements, in my opinion. It's pretty cool. Now let's take a look at the figure. Now, I've had a couple KOs of Pizza Spidey because I could never find the original in the wild. Actually, when I started getting into Legends, I saw him in the wild many times, and I passed on him because I just wasn't heavily into him. And then, come to find out, you know, he became a hot figure. Now, out of the package, this figure is awesome. I do have a little speckle of extra paint there. Little spot on the eye, a little overpainting on this eye. So as much as I was expecting to have super clean paint apps on this, at least a lot better than your average Legend because it's, you know, a vintage line and they want them to look amazing in the package. This does have paint issues up the wazoo. The spot on his chest, you can see where the spider is red paint. They didn't paint that all the way. The shoulders, like butterfly hinges and stuff, the paint looks awful. Like really bad. That came out of the package that way. Then I even got a little bit of overspray on his chest. So it's a little disappointing, but at least I have an authentic Spider-Man. But let's go over articulation, as I've never reviewed this figure before. I guess sort of I have, because, I mean, they use this body like crazy with Spider-Man's. But head articulation, he can look down quite a bit. He can look up. He gets full use of his head, and you get some little angle tilts and stuff like that. He has the butterfly joints in his arms. His arms can go up, they can go down. They can do, well, it's a little stiff, but they can go full 360 around. It's got that bicep swivel with those nasty red pins going through, but it makes sense because if you're painting it, it's like you're either going to have blue on this side or red on the other, and I'd rather them do it this way. Not too bad. So bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, which you can't see, double jointed elbow. Wrist rotation, wrist bend, you know, all the typical articulation you'd want in a Legends and Spider-Man. And it's just nice to have, you know, butterfly joints, because I feel on characters like him, they should have them. His ab crunch, really nice. Paint's not too bad. There's a little bit of scuffing of the, it's like rough plastic there. You guys can really see that. So that's a little disappointing. Back though is clean. Spider logo is clean. You start getting down to his waist. His waist looks all right. Get that waist swivel. The nasty thigh swivels that I'm not a fan of because it breaks up the sculpt, but with him you might be able to get away with it. Then you got double jointed knees, no shin swivel or anything, and then ankle bend, pivot, and as you can see he can do that Spartan kick. And then as for splits, that's as far as he can go. I wish he could get a little bit more out there because he is Spider-Man. But yeah, a little bit of restriction. And as for kicking back, his little butt cheek's going to block it, so he's going to end up kicking outward instead of straight back. So not horrible. I wish he came with more hands and all that stuff so you can change it out. But one thing that I do have, if I get him to stand here for a second, I have a bunch of KOs that I want to do. Not really a bunch, just two. So you got your, this is like a KO version that, you know, body's fine and everything. But again, this one has the nasty, so like even the KO had issues with the paint and the butterfly and stuff like that. But yeah, it's KO. But it's not horrible. I mean, I've seen worse KOs, but I wasn't here to advertise, hey, get a KO instead, but I was just saying like this one had issues, and it's funny that a KO that has paint issues on its shoulders and stuff, unofficial, would still have those issues. But yeah, I ended up getting two, you know, and that's why I have extra alt heads and all that stuff. But the main thing is not only did I get those 2 slices of pizza, but I got a whole bunch of, let me toss it, oops, whole bunch of spider hands. So I'm going to try something. First off, let's compare hands for a second. Let's do the color. It's a little off, but let me see if I can still do it. Yeah, I mean, I can technically swap them. You can see this is a little bit more glossy. This is more matte, but it is still doable. So that's pretty cool. So I got a bunch of extra hands that I can use that are, it's going to be awesome. Yay for extra hands. And you know Peter Parker can't eat that slice of pizza without his mask pulled up, so switch the heads down, got him into a little bit of a pose holding that piece of pizza, and you know, it just looks really good. It's just very disappointing they didn't give those alternate hands, because it's weird that he's eating pizza, you know, pizza in one hand and then he has his flipping hand in the other, which just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all. So thankfully, you know, I ended up getting those KOs, so I have like a bunch of different hands. But it's just like, why? Like, you go through the effort of doing these packagings, with the package, in my opinion, is very cheap and crappily done. Because it's 2 pieces of cardboard put together with like adhesive tape sort of in between them. It just isn't your typical cardboard backing on a figure. But like, it just, I don't know. I'm grateful to have this figure. I'm glad to have an official. He looks awesome. I love the different blues, as it's a more lighter blue. I'm just not a big fan of having a flipping hand while he's eating pizza. You know, those hands make a big difference when it comes to Spider-Man, and they could have tossed in at least maybe 1 or 2, or at least, you know, the other flipping hand and the other open palm hand. That's all. Like, they didn't have to have a bunch, but at least, you know, the opposite hand for each style they offered. But this is my review of the Marvel Legends Vintage Wave Spider-Man, Pizza Spidey, whatever you want to call it. I thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, add a like. Subscribe if you want to keep seeing more of my stuff. And as always, I want you guys to have the best luck hunting. Keep on collecting and have a wonderful day.